So come on in, take a sip, let's wind down. What are we having today? This is a millionaire mojito. And it comes from one of our viewers who is as loyal, it seems, to the New York Times part of our channel to the Guardian Cryptic. It's Krishna Pandravada. And Krishna sent me a note after yesterday's solve that finally went up this morning for the New York Times. The Guardian made it up just fine yesterday, but the New York Times would not upload. I don't know what was going on with that. I've only done this about over 950 times, so I don't know what was the issue yesterday. But in the conversation that he was having with me, he divulged a place where I could have a millionaire mojito. So I looked up the recipe, found one on Marie Claire UK, and I put it together. I just got this rum from the little bodega downstairs, the Delicatesse, and it's fabulous. This is a Nicholas Kröger gin. It's from Berlin. I slapped some mint to get the oils active, put some of my cool ice cubes in, and topped it off with some bubbly. And this is absolutely a refreshing, And after a day like today, the straw is perfect. It gets it in much quicker. I'm loving this. So if you've not had a millionaire mojito, give it a shot. Tell me what your thoughts are on it. This was just fabulous. I am so glad, and thank you, Krishna, for the advice, for the suggestion. This is fantastic. What a nice thing. I can see that being a wonderful refresher all through the rest of our late spring and through the summer here in northern Bavaria. So I'm very excited about that. So with that, and just real quick before we get started, I just want to say again, I'm recruiting. Right now, I'm looking for a slate of proxy solvers, if you will. It can be anybody. You don't have to be gorgeous like me. Seriously, I don't even have to be gorgeous, and I'm not. So therefore, anybody, right? Just anybody, right? No matter how pretty, no matter how smart, bookish, whatever the case may be. I mean, you might look like one of those guys that does the news shows in England. Oh, I think the GDP should be. I don't care. It doesn't make any difference. I think you're all beautiful. The point being is that I could use some folks because at some point in 15 days, Shotzi's going to be back and she'll be sitting right there on that couch. And then we're going to have a life together afterwards, right? She's not going to be working on that nursing contract in Texas, and I'm not going to be over here in Bavaria. We're going to be together. And I have a sneaking suspicion, since we're already looking at like vacation destinations and stuff, so that we're going to probably want to go on one. And last August, I was gone for over 10 days, and that was a miserable event because I just had zero bandwidth anywhere on that cruise ship. Even with the deluxe package Wi-Fi, it wasn't enough to get the videos up. It was a pain to be away that long. So I'm really trying to put together a slate of folks who want to tackle, if it's just The Guardian, great, The Guardian. If it's The Guardian and the New York Times and vice versa, that's fine too. I've got one individual who has shown some interest into helping with, I'm assuming, the New York Times. But any of you Guardian solvers out there, and there's some very smart ones I know, you're helping me out an awful lot. So if it's something you may be interested in doing, we'll go through the details, we can work it out. But yeah, again, this is my set. This is what I do. This is my actual studio where I work. So it just happens that I have a computer with a camera pointing this way, but otherwise this is actually where I work and read and create and do. So any environment's fine. You do not have to recreate the wheel. Just be you and help me with that. That way, if we do want to go do something for a week or two, whatever the case may be, it would be nice if we had some guest solvers, to step in and to do that. And besides, it might be kind of nice to see a fresh face every now and then, right? So it's just kind of a fun thing I'm thinking about doing. I had a dream last night that, Jimmy Kimmel, of all people, said, I want to do it. Are you actually a fan? Are you part of the channel? Yeah, I've been subscribed since day 2. It was a very strange thing. And it was like he was just going by, Tom Jones 1248 or something, right? But You never know. But anybody, right? You know, anybody that wants to step in and has some interest in this, you don't have to be super fast, don't have to be super slow. You know, half the time I leave this thing half empty anyway because I just don't know what's going on, right? So it's totally okay, right? We're a community, and I think it'd be fabulous. That said, let's hop into this grid. I don't want to take up more time than necessary, but I really do need to try to find some folks to help me so that we can kind of build a more robust environment. So we have Cryptic Crossword number 29681, and this is set by Philistine. So let's see what we got here today. So police got a criminal to be repentant. Repentant. Oh, I mean, I imagine that the definition, it's going to be a definition of either police or repentant. I don't know what 10 letters I could get for a police, but that's one word. But repentant might be able to find something, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to just find that. Reward announced for each returned book. Depict content on film finale following the author of The Raven and Beowulf. So 4 and 4. Raven and Beowulf. This could be a epic poem. I had a grand total of 3 graduate level classes over the course of my life on the tragic heroes, both in poem form and literature. Novels, if you will. For appellation contrôlée, look no further than the borders of this country, and that would be France. Being somewhat of a wine guy, kind of know what that is. I love how each country in Europe has its own appellation contrôlée. Secular part of officialdom coming up. Secular part of officialdom coming up. Secular could be laic. Reward announced for each returned book, and this looks like paperback. Paperback returned. Like it. I like it. That's fabulous. That is a fabulous clue answer combination, Philistine. Or is it Philistine? I don't know. Perhaps I should have a drink and consider that. Okay, audition, but not as playing seriously. Okay, well, I mean, we've got one letter. We got 1333 here. So A and then something with a K, or I and something with a K. I don't know. What do we got down here? Let's try to do something in order. Tory in brief. Do we have another? I don't know yet. Well, repentant 10. This could very well be apologetic. I feel comfortable with that, but that does not mean anything. And now, what I was wondering, Tory in brief. So, do we have a con here, a conservative within a laic? Is my laic here right? It says secular, part of officialdom. I don't know. I don't know that I completely understand the the grammar or the syntax there. I don't know. I don't think I know that one. Feel G string. Is this to grope? I don't know. It looks like it might be. Okay, anyone's kid can externally hold sway in planning nuptials. 3, 4, 3, 5. I don't know. I want to put in Tom, Dick, and Harry, but honestly, I think it's too soon for that. I don't know. I'm still kind of getting over grope here. So let's see. Johnny went out to eat hamburger essentially as a snack. Johnny went out to eat hamburger essentially as a snack. Okay then. Right you are. Okay. Look into sporting achievement after grand race. Main dangers of abusing beer and cigs. Well, I've been learning little by little, and so when I see something like abusing beer and cigs, it tells me I need to probably anagram beer and cigs. Not the and, but beer and cigs, because I've got 8 letters to work with. And it says dangers of abusing beer and cigs. If I'm understanding the grammar, and I can make an iceberg out of that. I don't know. But now I really feel like this is Tom, Dick, and Harry. And so, kind of want to check that just though while we're there. This raises sheepish comment about royal turf. No idea. Okay, audition, but not as playing seriously. Conan the Barbarian's small machines. Conan the Barbarian's small machines. Can y'all read that? I need to pick that up some, I'm sure. I'm sorry about that. Conan the Barbarian's small machines. Hopefully that'll come to us. Prohibit articles on boozer in antique, dodgy state. Okay. Well, no, I want to need more. Dance and joke about unknown dodgy donors. Oh my God, what is with all of the texts? No, okay, that's going to be a bit too obscure for me at this very moment. So I still don't know what this is. Did we look into this? Sporting achievement? Yes, okay. French morning. Oud. I can think of oud would fit 4. But that's a stretch. Morning is matin. Matin. So I don't know. Pants for artists, 7. Do it nicer. Let's not go there. Five and 9. Got a G here. Let's not go there. So this could be wrong. And this could then be at 9 letters, direction. Maybe. Blood party promoting its third to become leader. Modern problem around the 4th of November. 2 and 4. Modern around the 4th of November. I don't know about the problem around the 4th of November. That's not the Guy Fawkes thing, though. Remember the 4th of November? I don't. I blush to say I've forgotten what that was. At least I know what the mask is, though. At least I know who Guy Fawkes is. As I was reading about him years and years ago, like an undergraduate. We're talking 30 years. And 30 plus years. 35 years. And I remember thinking to myself back then that I think that they had the noose around his neck and they were going to draw and quarter him. So, where they don't really hang you all the way, just a little bit, hang you a little bit, and then, keep you alive so you can really suffer, the whole evisceration. And it's awful. Yeah. And so, but that apparently that he had jumped off of the riser or what do they call those? The gallows, right? To kind of hang himself, to kill himself before they got to the meat of the murder, right? I don't know. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't imagine that being the best option for me, right? I think I'm living in the best time possible right now. It just seems like I am anyway. I don't know. African natives joint work rejected. Okay, let's see if we got anything over here. We'll deal with that later. Prohibit articles on boozer in antique dodgy state. Oh good. Do we have any help now with this N here? Dance and joke? No. Unknown dodgy donors. Actually, 3 and 7. What is the name of that Scottish dance? It's gay something. I don't know. Voice disapproval of said dessert that comes back. Okay. This raises sheepish comment about royal turf. Oh my god. Okay, let's hope something comes through here. Pants for artists. French and morning. Or is it French morning? I don't know about the French part, but morning could be dawn. My French is pretty good. I don't get that one unless it's... no. Pants for artists. Oh, yes. Oh, okay. Clever is all get out. Drawers. Artist. Drawers. Drawers. It's better if I say it with somewhat of a British accent. Drawers. Drawers. Drawing. Right? Because then you can kind of, but drawers is hard in Yank English. And like you hear people say, hey, you're wearing your drawers, and you're like, well, that sounds very redneck, but no, it just draws, right? Your drawers, they have little drawstrings on them. Just whatever. So look into sporting achievement after grand race. Now we're looking like we're talking about a slalom, and I can see that being a grand race. How that fits into, look into sporting achievement. Look into sporting achievement. Lala, I don't know. It's fine. Johnny went out to eat hamburger essentially as a snack. I feel like I got a cashew here. Maybe a cashew nut. I mean, I don't know. I do not know. And why does this look like baking soda? This raises sheepish comment about royal turf. This raises sheepish comments. So maybe the ba. So here's the ba, and then king's sod. Oh, okay. Look, it may not be a big deal to you, but the fact that I'm getting anywhere near an understanding here is just, oh, I can hear the angels in the choir singing in the sky. Hallelujah. I mean, that's how it feels. Bloody party promoting its third to become leader. Creator helping Hamlet's option to retire. 2, 2, and 3. So if that's a T, modern could be high tech. So this, I think, what we've got here is, gotta do it funny here. I think we've got creator, God, and then Hamlet's option, which would be to be or not to be. And so creator accepting Hamlet's option, retire, go to bed, and then to be. Clever Philistine. I don't know. If anyone can just share with me how I might say that in the proper British vernacular, would it be, oh, he's a Philistine, or no, he's a Philistine? It feels like I've heard Philistine, perhaps from past lectures by Christopher Hitchens. But he spoke with that that received pronunciation, I think, because he went to Oxford, didn't he? So I don't. He said that he used to often talk. I mean, I've read every one of his books. I mean, he has been an idol of mine, rest his soul, since I was about 8 years old, and I just loved watching him on C-SPAN when I was a kid. And he's like the same age as my dad. I remember thinking, how does he look so hip and so cool, and yet he's born in 1949? Well, so was my dad. And my dad didn't come across like that. I was always like, wow, Christopher Hitchens. So, but yeah, he was, no. But he said that he would go to school, and then like every Friday night they would have to go to mixers with the faculty, with the professors, and they would learn how to speak, with the RP, right? I'd give anything. But I do a pretty good Christopher Hitchens impersonation. No, for the love of God, no. African native joint work rejected. Okay, so prohibit articles on boozer in antique dodgy state 6 and 8. Dodgy state. It looks like down here we've got a republic. So a dodgy state, I'm going to go with banana, and then republic. And now it looks like we've got African native, could be a hippo, but then if that's the case, what is joint work rejected? So you may be getting a new hip, but maybe it's bad. So a hippo, is that a way to say hip is... Or Zippo? Like Zippo, like nada, rejected maybe, and then hippo. I can't even type this out. And gay Gordons. I knew I was onto something. Recall that. Didn't recall. I remember the gay part, but not the Gordons. I do believe Scottish dance, I think. If I'm wrong, please tell me. And so here we've got voice disapproval of said dessert that comes back. Comes back. Sounds like a boomerang, which is exactly what I see this spelling out here. And if that is the case, then it would be to voice disapproval would be to boo the meringue, which is kind of a homophone, right? Yeah. All right. I think I'll drink to that one. Okay, audition, but not as playing seriously. So 1333 would be, I think, I kid you not. And I am impressed with that one as well. I kid you not. So then bloody could be gory. As far as party promoting its third to become leader. As I mean, you see like a Tory, and then maybe, but we got a G somehow in there, assuming that I don't have that wrong. We're gonna have to come up with something here. We got to get through this somehow. Let's see. Gadgets work before turning almost dark. Maybe, I don't know. So close to return with a change of heart. So close to return with a change of heart. Cause embarrassment to a party. Oh, we got a double definition here. So this would be to abash and a bash. Maybe? Yeah. And our gadgets, are we talking about doodahs? Doodags? Doodahs? Conan the Barbarian's small machines. Small machines. Basically, we're talking nanotech there. Oh God, nanotech. But Conan the Barbarian? Oh, C-O-N, Conan the... Okay, got it. All right. So close to return with a change of heart. I'm assuming this is thus. Okay, before we check it and realize that I screwed something up, like that Z being replaced for the S that was correct yesterday. And yes, I did dream of that last night. Colonel Michelle Voorhees. Madam Colonel, you're right. I had that in my mind last night. I could not get that out of my mind last night. That and Jimmy Kimmel deciding to guest solve our puzzles when I'm on vacation this time later this year. I just want to say that today I feel like I was able to parse through the whole clue on a number of occasions in this grid, and I don't know if it's just because I'm doing these left and right all the time in my spare time or what, but I'm really trying to get better at them because I'm trying to get these down to a good 15-minute solves like we would be doing with the New York Times. I don't want to keep beating people up for 30 minutes at a time, but honestly, it's got to be honest or it's no bueno. So, but yeah, let's go ahead and check it, and then let's let you all go. Check all. And I don't see any holes in this one, so I would say this is a pretty good day for the Yank. If I missed a glaring hole here and you want to completely destroy my evening, then by all means, send me a note, let me know. Otherwise, I am pretty pleased with this result. In fact, I am absolutely giddy over it. This is fabulous. Thank you, Philistine, for such a wonderful setting today. Beautiful construction all the way around. Let's bring down our bannière d'adieu and we'll call it an evening. I wish you all the very best while we are in our off period until this time tomorrow. And so until we see you then, be well. Ich wünsche Ihnen einen schönen Tag noch. Auf Wiedersehen. Tschüss. Servus. Grüß Gott. Ciao. Cin-Cin. Be well out there. And be nice to strangers if at all possible. And we will see you on the morrow. Cin-Cin.